some of the other tournaments like Demacia Cup, but we have Shen banned away. Evelyn's banned there as well. And another note for today, roster, we have moved patches, I believe, up one to 5.14, so expect changes there as well.
The ban should definitely be different in this particular pick and ban phase. The Rise not as prominent as he otherwise would have been. The Kalista has some slight changes, mostly quality of life that she was already nerfed prior, so Kalista's still very strong. But at least the biggest talking point on this patch, so very strong. Yeah,
insanely good here. We saw Spirit playing her in the nerfed 5.13 state and doing quite well for his team there towards the end of the LPL summer. So no surprises to see a ban there from Young Glory. Lulu going to join the list as well there for RNG, and they will ban Kalista away from Young Glory. So still keeping that one off the board. Don't want to first pick it seems, which leaves the Young Glory with the final ban. What's it going to be? It is Echo, the champion that's actually sort of been buffed on this patch.
Took two very small buffs. Not massive, their quality of life changes because they're looking to convert more to what seems to be anyway the AP style of Echo. But the Q costs less mana, the E has a lower cooldown. Two very important small little tweaks towards Echo that just makes him so much better than he already was. And the Kalista being banned again on the blue side in this case, RNG first picking, they don't want to give it to Young Glory. They've got something else up their sleeve right now. Of course, Rise, keep in mind, it has been very popular in terms of what they want to ban. But it's not worth picking anymore because we have now gone on to the new patch.
Yeah, patch moving over means Rise has been sort of gutted, so I'm not going to be seeing too much of him today, we have to think. So that does open up, like you said, a bit more space here in the drafts. I like the Echo ban. MLXG showed a lot of proficiency on the champion, but RNG going to keep it nice and standard here. Take that away from Young Glory support, kill you. Oh, no, it's not Thresh, it is Braum. So still a first pick support. Just going to change it over slightly.
And Braum is just such a good champion right now. The priority has really leapt in his favor lately. He just does so much for the team. He's a frontliner, and he negates a lot of line-based spells. Even if you time it right, you can stop the Rumble Equalizer as an example of how powerful that Unbreakable is. So a very smart first pick here for Lei. Will be able to look after his partner in crime, Woosh, or so we hope.
Yeah, and does need some looking after there, does old Woosh. Likes to get aggressive sometimes, or all the time. Big Vayne player there as well. We'll see what he wants to play today. But we do have Rek'Sai already locked in for Illusion. We've seen the champion be kind of popular for certain junglers, and Illusion feels like a strong Rek'Sai player based on history, as Young Glory going to take Janna as well.
Yeah, so one thing I just wanted to quickly touch on whilst it was hovered momentarily there by YG is that Ezreal is no longer a thing in this patch because they got rid of the Rune Glaive and the fact that it converts it to magic damage. So smartly, not being banned, not being picked just yet, it's no longer a priority, but the Braum is picked to negate any opportunities of that one existing. And now they pick the Rek'Sai, the early pressure jungler with Janna. Very good with most AD carries at the moment, just suits the meta really well.
Yeah, RNG going to respond though. Keep it fairly standard with their picks. Go for Gragas Nah as their second and third. So solid top laner there for Let Me and a fine jungler there for MLXG, especially with Echo banned away. Should see a lot of aggression here out from those two.
Certainly should. They've gone for that Nah early, so they're not looking to reveal their hand in the two big carry positions. But they will still have to counterpick, or get counterpicked rather, by one of them. At this stage, if YG lock that in, they're just disregarding that as a possibility. But RNG again, they've got a lot of frontline, they've got a lot of engage, and they've got a lot of tankiness to boot. All they're missing now are the big carry options.
Yep, so we'll see what they want to do on blue side for their carries, but YG have to start completing some lanes for themselves here as well. Haven't got an AD yet, in fact kept it very open with jungle support as their first few picks, but you can see Fly sort of flicking through a couple of mid laners, who's considering playing. They do lock in Victor, that should be their mid laner, and there's Fizz probably for the top lane there.
Yeah, Fizz going to be picked for that top lane, and Victor, I actually was surprised it got that far through the drafting phase to then be picked in the second rotation by YG. RNG potentially could have taken that one for themselves, put on Zhao, who he's a very strong, he's a strong Azir player as well, but he's a very strong Victor player that does need to be respected. Instead, it goes unnoticed for a little bit there. YG picking that one up, and they've got a very nice assassin style of top laner to go with the burst that can come out of their mid. All they're missing again may even suit the Graves, just play a super burst.
Yeah, and it's so great to see Save back on big carry top laners like Fizz. We've seen, tank players here and there. We've even got Let Me on Nah, who's kind of that, I guess, semi-tank there in the top lane, but yeah. Save has always been a big carry player. His Ribbon is very famous, and Fizz is kind of the same style there, just very split push, very carry oriented.
Yeah, and he was a mid laner, now turned top laner as well. So when it comes to carry champions, and Fizz in particular, he would excel at playing them.
Yeah, Save's a good player there. We'll see how he does with the champion, but RNG going to finish things off. Kog'Maw there for Woosh and Azir there for Xiaohu. Very standard, very strong 5v5 for Royal Never Give Up.
Yeah, that is an exceptionally strong scaling mid and AD carry that have been selected. So smart decisions here from RNG. Their team comp is well-rounded, and not only do they have strong team fighting, they do have very strong laning phases and strong early pressure from MLXG, who will want to be everywhere on this map.
And he's going to have to be as well. Like, if his team wants to get that scaling going and get to the mid and late game situations, he's going to need to shore up all that early game and, if possible, try and snowball one of these lanes as well. That's the MLXG way on this team. Get to a lane, hopefully get to more than one, then start getting the snowball going. And no matter what the comp at that point, you get far enough ahead, it's usually not too much of an issue.
Yeah, the general strategy that RNG would put in place, very similar to that. We'd be surprised if they didn't lock in that Sivir, and they do.
Yep, Sivir's there. Considered Vayne, but decided a little risky perhaps into Kog'Maw, so we'll just pick up Sivir to enable everybody else here.
Yeah, so the laning phase in this bottom lane right now, the Janna and the Sivir, essentially a non-interactive lane in the 2 versus 2. They want nothing to do with fighting, but Woosh and Lei want everything to do with fighting in this bottom lane. So we'll see if a lane swap potentially comes through from YG, looking to avoid that aggression that we put in place from RNG. Xiaohu up against Fly in the mid lane. Azir and Victor. Dangerous lane for both of them at any stage. There's always going to be the threat of an all-in or a counter-engage. But you look to the junglers for the most part and you say, well, they're the ones that have a big impact on this map. If MLXG can get it going, if Illusion can get it going, snowball any particular lane, they can pretty much all carry from their respective positions.
And in this particular matchup, team versus team, that's what we expect here. Big junglers here on Illusion and MLXG, so we'll see how it works out. Let Me on the Nah, though, going to be up against Save there with his Fizz. And of course, that jungle matchup coming up soon as well. MLXG over on Gragas with Illusion back in, close to the LPL, not quite there yet, but he's on Rek'Sai.
Almost there, but he does have
2
that
best
early...
of 5s to win.
Yeah, that's it. He has the early pressure, jungler there, it's matched, and everything stands in terms of champions. But the play styles are always going to be the big wild card. Yeah,
curious to see how Young Glory play this out, but Xiaohu on Azir versus Fly's Victor. Pretty standard stuff there as well. Expected from Xiaohu play something like Azir, so we'll see how he does today. And Woosh, I like this switch from Kog'Maw. It's not Vayne only anymore. Come best of 5 times. Going to be up against Kyushu's Sivir.
And Woosh, a very aggressive AD carry, wants to make those plays, but Kog'Maw is very good for that extended range. And having Braum to be that big front line that you can stand behind and know that you're safe. Very strong bot lane here from RNG.
Yeah, the Janna there from Kill. It'll be interesting to see how that goes. Maybe not nearly as much killing as he'd like playing Janna.
Yeah, I'd say there's barely any killing in this bottom lane if Janna and Sivir have a say in the matter.
You know what the best part is? I think he has heal. But in
Janna.
Yeah, we'll see. You know, let's get in the game and find out, but we're going to have some fun stuff going on today.
Well, we are in.
We are. It's not that far in.
We're definitely in.
Well, we do have a pause, and Kill You did change to Exhaust. He had heal in the champ select.
Worried me
for a long time. It was really funny.
Heals.
They had 3 heals. I was like, what is this?
What
is this new technology? Instead, no, just
new
an
patch,
exhaust.
New summoners.
No
they haven't
changes.
changed it all though.
Yeah, exactly. Why not? Again, it's there are lots of surprises here for the LPL teams especially. We don't get to see them nearly as often as we'd like. As we are onto the Rift here now for RNG versus Young Glory's first game in their best of 5. All it's left to do for these teams is to win out. Like we said, make it to the finals and you're back into the LPL. So quarterfinals starting off here. Teams facing off, and it's best of 5 single elim. Once you're out, you're out.
Yeah, and YG have done the hard yards to get themselves to this place. So they are going to be super prepared for this best of 5 series. They know what is at stake. And RNG, they've just come off the back of playing a lot of successive games, but we don't know how much effort they put into researching just yet.
Yeah, that's one of the tough things about this tournament is that you sort of have to look ahead and be like, even for playoffs as well, I'm sure we'll touch on it there as well. You have to look forward and be like, who do we expect to play? How do we prepare strategies? You have to pre-plan a lot of that stuff. So infrastructure is important here. The Chinese have a pretty good coaching staff and analysts roaming around, but how much preparation RNG have done will reward them here as Xiaohu takes a laser there to start things off.
He does. He'll get back to the lane just in time, I believe, to not miss any last hits, but it'll be super close. Instead, he decides to just stay.
Yeah, maybe not enough time. But MLXG will start on the red buff. Bit of help there from his bottom lane. Xiao, who's kind of sneaking behind his Raptor camp, is going to pick the little ones, you have to think here. Puts a couple of soldiers up. Pulls the camp around. He'll just take a couple early creeps for himself.
And lose all of his health.
Yeah, I feel like he's doing that not as efficiently as he could have.
I'm not sure if there's an efficient way to do those three when you're against the Victor. His kill pressure this early in the lane, not that massive. Xiaohu's just kind of getting himself a little bit of extra money, I guess. Accepting the fact that he's going to lose lane, because that's what he's trying to do to himself right now. Yeah,
actually put that soldier a little short as well. Important to note that Azir also got some changes on this patch, so he has been downgraded slightly. Not nearly as powerful as he used to be.
Call it a slight downgrade. Doesn't knock people up when he uses that E to get to them. So it's a little bit awkward now if you're used to that style of play, as you would assume most of the professional players are. But they're live servers, of course. They've had time to practice and get used to these patches with their scrims and respective gameplay. You would imagine that RNG prepared for this as much as YG are.
I think so here, as YG in the bottom lane. Got a nice early edge there, pushing things in on Sivir, but that's to be expected, 2v2. And Xiaohu now level 2, going to have a much better time pushing Victor now into that turret.
Yeah, far better once you actually hit that level 2 mark and can move around your sand soldiers to ensure you actually get, at the very least, the last hits. But he's doing super well in his mid lane, all things considered, that he doesn't actually have any potions remaining, so you probably see the balance start to tip back towards Fly here. This middle lane for Youth Gaming. Oh, Young Glory. Youth Gaming. Nice.
That's, you know,
yeah,
basically the same team. It's
yeah,
MLXG.
still YG.
Going to move themselves up into the top lane here. Try and gank here onto Save, but Fizz, very slippery as a champion. Save seems to know that something's gone wrong. We'll put the ward down. Gragas has already left, but Save's continuing to keep control of this lane here. Nice and pushed up for him.
Yeah, well-timed ward from Save to ensure that, irrespective of how pushed he was going to have vision. And MLXG just left. He's going to be spotted right now, working his way into the jungle.
All this vision. Yeah, all this vision for Young Glory, and doing a nice job keeping track of this Gragas, who's trying to get aggressive. But foiled a couple times now in the top lane and in that jungle camp. He's still there, going over the Baron wall now. Really committed to top lane.
Yeah. You might say overly committed, but if they find success from this, then it will work for them. As even the Azir just then, Xiao, who made his way up a little bit. Save playing passive and respecting it.
Yeah, that might be why. Save, really smart play here. Just good instincts from this top laner, who does have a lot of experience. Let me, though, getting a CS lead just because of how Safe is playing, but Save doing the right thing, making sure he doesn't get killed. Is back down in the bottom side. Pokemon getting his last hits where he can. Not expecting too many fireworks here in the bottom lane.
No, nothing crazy actually happening at all. The biggest difference right now is that MLXG is devoting, as per usual, a lot of time towards A lane, just sitting there waiting, trying to find an opportunity to get them all snowballing, get it going for his team, and has now found himself 7 jungle creeps behind, which does start to add up.
And like I said, Illusion, very vintage Nocturne player, so certainly knows how to farm things up when he needs to. We'll spot MLXG moving through. They're trying to set a trap, maybe. Sees Gragas coming towards him, puts down the ward. Illusion will see it. Gonna bop out to try and hit it, but he's getting run away there by MLXG. Body slams him.
Pushed out of the jungle. Nothing gained nor lost, really, from that engage. Was just a very small butting heads and trying to get vision control of the opposition. But as Illusion tried to get vision control, assuming he was at the Krugs, Gragas had jungled far quicker than he had expected and just ran at him.
Yeah, and Illusion actually around the Dragon Pit right now. I think he's trying to go over for this ward, maybe hoping that MLXG shows himself here. Spending a lot of time just on this side near the Raptors, getting information, and at least Save now. We'll have a bit more info in the top lane, can start to be aggressive again, but he's actually been pushed back to his turret.
Yeah, he's not really in a position because he already conceded strength in that laning phase to actually do anything in the laning phase. That was a really good spell shield from Mushu.
Yeah, smart stuff here. Always good to see the Civil players got those reflexes ready here in the bottom lane. So he's going pretty as expected here. We do have the first back from Let Me, actually. He'll get himself a Spectre's Cow to start things off. Nice pick up there in the matchup.
Of course, first game in the best of 5 series, as expected. Everyone playing very standard, trying to get a feel for their opposition. You would imagine a lot of the preparation came down to the coaching staff and not actually playing against these teams. So there's not a whole lot of direct information that the players would know. So as per usual, they will go back to a very standard style. But not sure who this actually favors, because RNG love laning phases.
They do, and they have the scaling here as well, which is sort of a difference, I guess,
yeah,
with the way we're used to seeing them play. Rusty, if you kind of had to put a timer on where RNG scaling goes, how much time do they need to sort of get farmed up when they can really take it to IG?
Well, the Kog'Maw doesn't have any augmenting champions such as the Lulu to empower his strength, so realistically you're looking at just a period in time, say level 11, 16, where he can outrange his opponents and utilize that range advantage. But he's also got the Braum and the Azir and the Gragas to a degree, so it's very standoffish in the way they're going to play. Outscaling, yes, but not by a crazy amount, based solely on the fact that Victor can blow people up, Save can blow people up, and Ushu can run at them super quick. It'll come down to execution on the fights, but you'd say around 35 minutes, RNG start to become a bit stronger.
Well, 7.5 minutes have gone by, and it's been fairly calm here in game number 1. Phage completed there for Woosh, a BF sword for Sivir as the answer, and Save with a Sheen to match that Spectre's Cowl. So the early build's starting to come out here, but based on that Doran's Blade, expecting a Trinity Force from Save.
Certainly should be. Save going for that Ignite build as well, which is why he would 100% be going for that Trinity Force sooner rather than later. But we'll see if he has an abundance of ability power as well to boot. Doran's is just a really good early laning phase item.
Options here for Save, certainly, as he dives in onto Let Me. Urchin Strike for a bit of harass, but nothing major is, again, kind of going back and forth. With Let Me actually having a nice CS advantage here in the top lane. Again, that early pressure that MLXG almost faked to the top lane opened up a bit of room there for the Nah.
Yeah, a lot of time was dedicated towards just keeping him down from presence alone and having to waste early warding just to see if he could spot MLXG in his lane.
Yeah,
the fish.
Now going to get fished. Oh, he gets out of the hop. Save can keep chasing, but he doesn't have cooldown. Zhao actually going to chase in. It's Fly that's getting aggressed on by MLXG. The barrel is down for the slow. Cooks it for a little longer. And Fly, yeah, wrong side there. Forced to burn his heal. No teammates coming, though. And first blood goes to Gragas.
He probably should not have used his heal there at all, because he was, again, on the wrong side of the map and not in a position to actually contest any... There was no real way for him to live at all.
Yeah,
so
no, teammates not coming there. A little awkward there for Fly, but he will get picked off. Now it's MLXG, as always, getting that first blood once again.
Well, yeah, MLXG actually making some pay there, paying off the early pressure that he has placed down. He's now found himself 3 CS ahead as well of his jungling opponent, considering he was 7 behind. He's closed the gap by upwards of 10 and now found the first kill. So this is a really good position for RNG to work around their jungler, who can then get a lot of ganks going with that side stone for vision.
And it feels like MLXG has been pressuring, but not overdoing it like maybe we saw him in the LPL. It's a nice, smart, very collected game to start things off for MLXG.
Sure, showing a lot of respect, or a lack of knowledge perhaps, to the YG side, is that he is still dedicating time, but not overly committing to anything, as you said, is that it's an interesting side of MLXG.
Yeah, I wonder.
The pressure's still there.
I wonder if it'll continue, I guess, is my thing. Because, yeah, the pressure is still there. Definitely hasn't changed that much in the last few weeks, but...
It's not like MLXG to just sit in a bush and not at least show presence in the lane. I guess that's a Shu presence.
Ooh. We're going in now onto Shu. Could be probably in the good stun. Good ult there as well. Ulti there from Jana to reset. Killu trying to get out, but he's got no mana left. Woosh is still chasing. Not quite there for the stun. YG did well to get out of that. Ooh, teleport cancelled. Save wanted it, but MLXG was there.
MLXG timed that well to ensure the teleport didn't come out. And of course, a lot of pressure in the top lane, doing the exact same thing as Save. Starting to take some damage. The trade was fairly even, and that is a very defensive Nah build at this stage in the game. But he is doing well in that.
Yeah, 20 CS ahead already. Illusion going to get knocked out of that tunnel. Xiaohu looking for the ulti. Doesn't find it. Illusion will flash. But another good bit of pressure from the Gragas.
And the Azir not knocking them up with the E.
Yep.
Essentially saving him just there from what was a very, very dangerous position. Gragas using that explosive cask, denying the tunnel escape. And then he was in a position where the Rek'Sai had to flash or he was going to go down.
Yeah, and Illusion did escape, but had to burn that crucial summoner spell. We'll see if MLXG maybe picks up the pressure a little bit more now, because it does seem like his lanes are starting to gain some traction. Sheen now completed for Woosh. He's got that Trinity Force coming. We've got Sork Shoes there as well for Xiao, who's getting stronger with his Fiendish Codex also. And like we pointed out a few times, Lemmi's having a field day there in top lane right now.
He certainly is. Considering he's against a Fizz who will power spike with the Trinity Force, you can see a lot of magic resistance, the stacking option here from Lemmi. More so directed at surviving laning phase, looking to have some presence in team fights. So this particular lane, though it is 100% favoring Lemmi, who is now 24 odds CS ahead, he'll start to peter back a little bit once the strength is there from Save.
Nice job here in the bottom lane as well. Just watching Woosh and Lei CS together. Actually got, I think, almost all of them there.
Yeah, they did.
So nice stuff.
It's really good.
And Woosh having a fun time. 107 CS, matching the Sivir, getting levels there, and that'll just keep him stronger in the matchup. Sivir not able to do the uninteractive split pushing that we've seen from a lot of other Sivir lanes.
Yeah, they haven't kept the Cogmore pressure under the turret. He's about to hit Mega now, being real cute right now.
Lemmi wants it, not going to go too deep. Oh, might get ulted. Save has to be careful. Illusion's here though, that's why Save's going to dive back in. Lemmi's going to crunch his way out. Good wall up there, but the fish does land. But enough distance there to keep him safe. He's in the bottom side now. Ulti out. Actually hits onto both there for the knockup, but it's just a bit of poke.
Just a bit of damage from a Braum ultimate. That's how in control they are. They saw Illusion on the other side of the map, and immediately they said, well, we can fight down here. We can win this 2v2 with a Janna and a Sivir. And they're still going.
Going to keep going. Lei can't quite block the nado onto Woosh. Stun not there. Shu going to come back in now as well. Sivir going off there. Heal forced out. There's the ult from Sivir as well. MLXG, surprise. He's down here also. But Kiryu's going to pop them on soon and keep them safe.
The Janna ultimate saving them from that engage that was about to come out of MLXG. But very well played here from Ush in particular. Ush actually out trading the Kog'Maw in the 1v1. Using that spell shield again, very well timed. Stopping the Void Ooze. Oh, no. Flies found him.
Yeah, Flies rotating down as well. Gravity Field's right on top of the Dragon Pit, so yeah. MLXG has to walk the other way. We'll get out safely though, as Illusion just going to donate blue buff over. MLXG though, considering something, just going to collapse the tunnel. Oh, can he steal it? He wants it. I think he has vision.
We even zoomed in a slight amount just then.
Yeah, just to see the steal. But not coming here, just some vision instead.
And we're still zoomed in ever so slightly right now. A lot of fighting. It's individual laning phases where people are finding engages. Xiaohu and Fly are looking more so at being everywhere but middle. They're all, well, they're basically just wave clearing against each other. They're trying to translate that wave clearing into getting around across the map, whereas bot lane just wants to kill each other. And top lane definitely just wants to kill each other. So you look to mid, you look to jungle, again, see how they can impact the next 5 to 10 minutes of this map. It's starting to look like at least a stinger from Xiaohu.
Yeah, he's got a Codex, so I think
him.
Nash's fields out of those items. So it could be a thing.
It does.
As his attack speed did get changed in this patch, so maybe he just wants a little bit more early on. We'll have to find out. But Lemmi going to get one of the first clear advantages here in this game. That's the tower in top lane going down. Save not able to make it back in time.
Yes, I believe I was talking to Spawn about this, and the inefficiency of actually going for the Nash's Tooth provides no real incentive to complete that item. It's a pretty item because it gives one slot. So in terms of late game slot efficiency, it's perfectly fine. But it's like 850 gold essentially wasted on an item that could be a blasting one.
Could just be Stinger instead. Lei, good block there, but Illusion's coming down to the bottom side. Exhaust there into Kog'Maw. Ult there from Lei's going to try and disengage him, but a nice Monsoon. Going to trap Woosh against the wall. He will go down as Save's going to dive his way in. Doesn't find anything as Lemmi joins as well, but the kill's already there.
Very, very quick kill taken from YG. A nice gank again, Illusion, and using that Janna ultimate in an aggressive manner this time. It's nice to see Kiryu diversifying his play with that Janna already, showing defensive, offensive capabilities. And Janna Sivir bot lane, they're working on this Dragon.
Dragon is down there, Illusion will claim that one. Save is caught late there. Nice fish there. Going to get the kill over to Sivir. Lemmi's trying to run away. He's got his ultimate there for Nud. Gets the wall up onto Illusion. They don't really have damage, unfortunately, even if they could follow in, as they're not there in time.
Trying to contest that Dragon as YG take that one down fairly easily, and a little bit of a mistake there from RNG. They had no way to actually contest that one whatsoever, and being nearby was asking for death, and that's exactly what they just received for their troubles.
Xiaohu getting stronger, though, in the mid lane. You can see, going to go back now and buy something. Let's do a replay of the last little engage.
Yeah, Save actually using a fantastic fish here to zone play away. He tries to avoid it, but it still gets him in the end. It's this AD Fizz finds the strength whenever that fish connects, the damage being augmented. Not able to follow with the Gnar ultimate again, of course. Could have maybe turned the fight around. MLXG was nearby. But smartly backing off with this young Glory side.
And we return to the mid lane now after Save's little play. And it is Nashor's Tooth there in the mid lane for Azir.
Yeah.
As we do see Banshees for Let Me and a Hex Drinker now. So a bit more aggression in that build.
Yep. Look, it's okay. Like, it's still a good item. Again, he's looking to scale late game. They've got the Cogmore, so the late game item slot efficiency is significantly better than just the Stinger. But most Azirs tend to leave that Stinger until the end because the item itself, the Stinger as an item, is the most efficient Azir item in the game and still gives you that attack speed, that cooldown reduction that you required. Allows you to go Sork Shoes if need be, and then just go Morellos and have all of your CDI.
Yeah, so curious to see where Xiaohu goes for his next item. Wouldn't be too surprised to see something like Morellos that you mentioned. MLXG though, clearing out Vision. Illusion trying to get some traction around as well. They're just sort of playing chicken here around the Scuttle Crab.
I think that because he's gone for the Nashor's Tooth, he'll probably go for like Morellos or a Fiendish Codex and then into the Rylai's again. Which is like that pseudo-tanky build, and you've got all of the effective immediate stats from that Nashor's Tooth. Needs to augment that somehow, and I think Rylai's is the best way to do so.
Yeah, that's something we have seen from Azir once all the AP item changes came through. It's something we almost forgot about until it happened in an LPL game. We're like, oh, yeah, this is really silly.
That's the thing, 40% slower.
Not bad. Not bad at all. As we've almost got that Trinity Force, not quite there yet, but Infinity Edge has been completed here for Sivir. So she's nice and strong now, especially with Janna being level 9.
And far stronger than the Cogmore is right now. He's found himself with a 10 CS advantage here. Zhu in a fantastic position in this lane. And whoosh, we saw one Boomerang hit him earlier. And look at his health from basically just that.
Hard stuff here is kill you. We'll clear out a couple wards. Cannon clip here going to be taken out. Oh, nice Q from Lei. Secures that one away. They've last hit well here. Whoosh has got good farm in the 2v2, but bottom lane tower starting to suffer. You can see the power of Sivir as Let Me doing the same thing on the top side, but he's already got the outer turret. Yeah. Wow, what? He's 80 CS up.
Yeah. No, he's always been far ahead, but he is far ahead. He is running away with this game individually right now as Save is just... He couldn't be more on struggle street. Let Me's about to hit Mega Gnar and Save has no help.
Yeah, he's having a terrible time here. Let Me might even threaten the dive here. Save going to have to be very careful with that playful trickster.
Deny minions from being taken here. Is the strength of this Gnar. May even just want to use the ultimate to zone him off a little bit. Put down some free damage.
Trying to bait him, I think. Oh, he hit that wallop. I think he was going in.
Illusion.
Yeah, Let Me instead. Here's the Rek'Sai ultimate. We'll back away. And Let Me. That's crazy. It's funny as well because Save's the carry top laner. You'd expect him to be doing this, but Let Me is having a great showing here.
He is. He's really controlling this lane right now. It's the tanky strength, essentially. He doesn't even have boots. He's gone Hex Drinker into the Banshee Veil against a non-completed Trinity Force item. And what we were saying earlier is that once the Trinity Force is done, the Fizzer's strength increases for laning phase. But at the moment, he's been spending a lot of time roaming and has only just finished it now.
Yeah, been put so far behind by Gnar that finishing it late here at just under 20 minutes might mean that Save can't salvage the lane from this point. But Young Glory do get a tower in the bottom lane. That's good news for them at least, is Let Me getting ganked unsurprisingly, but he'll back away, just drawing pressure from the YG jungler.
Yeah, not even really getting ganked, just making sure that the Rek'Sai is top lane because he's so far ahead he probably won't die to a gank from both of them irrespective of that. But he just ran out of Mega Gnar, so he did need to back off. They pick up a tower.
And a crucial tower as well. Mid lane tower is always a good one to get, but especially against the Victor, it feels that much better.
Yeah, and they're both going a defensive build here in this middle lane. No surprises that a Victor will go for an Abyssal Scepter, but the Azir seemingly going for one of his own.
Yeah, very almost melee mode Azir here as Xiaohu going to get some damage out onto Save. He's actually swapped away from the Gnar lane. Can't really blame him given what was going on. As Let Me returns and finds two people in his lane this time. One of them's the Sivir with Infinity Edge.
I just really don't agree with the use. He's attacking fast, but he doesn't do damage. Like, he's attacking really fast, but does a lack thereof damage with that fast attack speed.
Needs a bit more Save. He's starting to struggle again. 3v1 right now, as make it 4v1. Xiaohu joining in as well. Save going to get auto-attacked, and Xiaohu cleans him up with a Q.
Yeah, honestly, a lot of this game right now is going to be on the back of if Save can do anything at all. The Victor's still farming, the Rek'Sai's been around the map, but having the pressure top. The Sivir, definitely relevant, has one massive item working towards that second one. But the pressure that is being applied everywhere the Fizz is really detrimental to this team right now.
Yeah, and you can see Sivir did do a nice job. 3 turrets there for Young Glory, but RNG, on top of their own rotation, able to take some out as well. And Woosh has a build toward a Cutlass, building towards Blade of the Ruined King. But a Trinity Force there as well, so he's not super weak either. We are contesting for a Dragon here. YG are grouped up already. They do want to fight.
RNG should be able to fight for this one. They don't have the Gnar nearby, but the teleport is available. And they're in a point of power right now. RNG have been playing this early game superbly. They found themselves in a very commanding position. Though the gold lead isn't that massive, it is mostly on the top laner. And so if he can make his way to this fight, I would say he wants to be here from the start. Teleporting in with Mega Gnar is the only acceptable solution to this. YG could still find a way to win if they time it well.
Yeah, Let Me gonna go back top lane, probably build some more rage. RNG kind of contented to let YG waste time and push waves back out here and try and make more space. Young Glory a little too afraid to commit without proper vision around the Dragon. And as a result, we'll get some free backs here.
Yeah, everything's just going to come back to standard. I think the Dragon's going to be a big point of focus yet again. Blue buff ready to go here. Everyone looking prepared to fight. And it has actually been started.
Yeah, Young Glory are going to get onto the Dragon. There's a ward there in the back for RNG. Let Me is going to use his teleport. MLXG coming around.
He's got the flank.
Yeah, went the long way, but he's got Mega Gnar. Trying to close the trap here. Dragon a little low, 2,000 health left. Illusion going to dive in onto Let Me, but Sivir just pops the ulti. Great spell shield though. We'll get walloped there by Let Me, and he's so tanky. Going to try and 1v1 this AD carry. Meanwhile, on the backside, Killy's going to pop the ulti. Fly's trying to look for the combo there on Victor, but he gets ulted up there by Brom. Woosh a little too low. Face of the Mountain's going to keep him alive. He will live as Xiaohu gets the kill onto Victor. Killy's going to die now as well to Woosh. And that's 2 kills for RNG.
RNG playing that really well. Gnar just zoning the Sivir, and Sivir was the one with big items as MLXG looking threatening. But again, Save did nothing in that fight because he really cannot. And he's going for another damage item. He's not accelerating his build at all. He's trying to be a big carry and assassinate people, but he's so far behind that it's very impossible to do.
Yeah, I assume that's Blade of the Ruined King coming up for Save.
Yeah.
And that's like that big Fizz split push build, right? But like you said already, when you're behind trying to split push, it's bad times.
Yeah, you're going to spend most of the time at your turret defending, and if you're a non-tanky champion against a full tank Gnar and he is controlling you in lane, you do have a very worrying predicament to actually find yourself in right now. YG, they're doing well. They just need to play the team fights a little bit better and more efficiently. Work around the fact that Save is actually behind and protect the Sivir and the Victor, who, even though the Gragas missed that ultimate as well in that engage, didn't move Fly at all, he couldn't blow people up just yet.
No, not yet. That's Fly. Abyssal Scepter completed. Mid laner build's actually pretty close as far as gold value goes. Got 2 Mark II Hex Core there for Victor, plus a Fiendish Codex and the Abyssal with those Sork shoes, and the same shoes there for Xiaohu. Nashos plus Abyssal with an Amp Tome there, which could be anything at this point.
Yeah, could be completely anything. We don't actually know where that one is going to go. Of course, the Morello's still a possibility. Unlikely, given that he's already finished 2 items. Only really good for mid-game efficiency, the Morello's, and a bit of mana regen. So seems content with just blue buff. Probably look for a scaling item, perhaps a 3rd big AP boosting item. Maybe still a Rallo, not sure.
Well, Xiao going to go in here. Fly has to be careful. Does get trapped up, knocked around and lay. This cleans up a very simple kill.
Yeah, really easily done here. Baron is a very big point of focus for this RNG team. They're at a point of power. They've got control of the area. Good
Baron damage as well. Woosh has finished that Blade of the Ruined King. They are going to start up. Pops the Bioarcane Barrage. They're just going to do it. Illusion's in the area. Teleport down. But Save's coming in. I don't know if he can do this. They have to try and steal it. Gragas does get it. Save will playful Trickster out, but he's almost going to die here to Let Me as he dives back on. Ulti there from MLXG. Will complete it.
The no-look snipe from the explosive cast as he walks out of the Baron pit, finding the kill onto Save, who teleported in really aggressively to look for a desperate attempt to steal, and this YG side they find themselves even further behind. The Baron buff is just going to augment the strength of this RNG team, and you can see the fact that Xiaohu has now placed that turret down. They're looking for a Mega Dam.
Yeah, going in for Fly again. Let me try to find the ultimate. Good knockup from Illusion. Will keep his tank safe, and Fly does kill Lei, but the base will be broken. Let me getting low, nudge them away for a disengage here, but he's got caught by a tornado. Ziva will take him out there, but a huge double there from Azir as Xiaohu collects 2 counter kills.
He's just so far ahead right now. He's got all of the farm, and he's being completely uncontested. As Save's back.
Oh, bad news for Ziva. Whoosh gets the kill. Will get jumped on by Save as Fly actually gets the kill there on his Victor. Inhibitor will live, maybe. Ultimate again from MLXG. Just a message sent there. Oh, Xiaohu wants it. He wants it real bad. He's going to go in for it. He'll get it. Very sneaky.
Inhibitor does go down in the end, and RNG, they get the Baron, they make many picks, and though the trade actually came back almost into YG's favor there, they made some nice defense on that Inhibitor. They leave it for a second, and Zhao, who capitalizes on that, takes it down. Now 4-0 and 5 on this Azir. He has a whole lot of money. In fact, he just bought an entire zone use from an Amp Tome.
Yep, transform that book into an Hourglass. And he's looking very happy here in this game, even as an Elixir on top of that here. So the next fight from RNG is going to be a tough one for Young Glory, and they're already 7,000 gold down. So if it wasn't tricky before with Save being behind and Azir looking good along with that Kog'Maw, it's just got a whole lot harder.
And it's a tanky Azir as well. It's like a combat style. The Abyssal Scepter, the Zhonya's Hourglass, looking to be in the midst of the combat, engaging or just sitting in the backline waiting for his chance to use the zone use as a trolley style of active. But 2 big items for this Kog'Maw as well, going for the defensive item next. I was actually really hoping to see a Zeke's Herald out of somebody as well, by the way.
Might still be. The Save has to run away here. MLXG and Lei chasing him, but there's a good knock up there from MLXG. Tab got a Brawn passive as well. Save gonna get stunned up. Zhao who sweeps him for the kill, and he'll say thank you very much as Let Me 1v3. Trying to transform, but he's still mini. Does speed up there from the hyper, but he has to keep running. He's so tanky. He might even turn it around. Almost got the Mega Now. Illusion runs away. The boulder hits on the kill. You've been hit by a bit of tower. Gonna run it in. Oh, that was awkward. Doesn't quite get there, but he gets the slow.
Oh, what are you doing, Let Me?
They'll turn it around. Trying to get stunned up by Wallop. Let Me needs to flash. He does get over the wall.
He's keeping them busy.
He is, and Whoosh dives top lane. Fly will die. And Whoosh going to get this top tower with a bit of help. Really smart stuff from Let Me.
Yeah, it was good from Let Me, though the ultimate just kind of made it a little bit more embarrassing than it otherwise needed to be. This RNG side going from strength to strength. They found a comfortable time during laning phase. They weren't pressured out, and they just basically capitalized on that fact because they are a very good team when they play from ahead.
Yeah, didn't need the scaling, like you said. Just looked fine here with a kind of the mid-game power that they've gotten from a lot of accelerated builds, and with just kind of 2 items on their carries, 3 I guess on Xiaohu, already able to steamroll YG up to basically a 10,000 gold lead. 2 inhibitors down, Dragon back in 20 seconds, although not particularly relevant here.
MLXG just got wrecked.
He did. That got cancelled by Jana.
It is going to happen again.
MLXG.
It happened
no,
again.
He actually, I think, oh,
it happened again. Now Save is chasing
outplayed. Ooh. Maybe that's bad news. Let Me in the bottom side.
Bed.
Oh my god, Whoosh got the kill. Save goes down. Nice bait from MLXG. Had it all planned, Rusty.
He had nothing planned. He was recalling on top of a ward, but Whoosh, the Knight in Shining Armor, arrives to deal some serious damage down. He now buys a BF sword for himself. Doesn't want to finish that Vantage Veil yet.
No, just needs a bit of early magic resist. Going to move out now to more damage as RNG collect a very free-ish Dragon here. YG can't realistically contest with the gold deficit, so they'll leave it. Dragon 2, not a huge issue at this point in the game, but problems starting to mount in other places here. Mainly the fact that RNG just have such an item lead.
Yeah, the aggression that every individual member of RNG is putting down right now on this map. You can see the aggression that Xiaohu just runs at them both. He doesn't care. Let Me is 1v3, getting out with his life very easily as a distraction tool. They've now got 2 inhibitors down, 10k gold lead. Going to become more and more with every successive turret to fall. This team, they're a late game snowball style of team, and that's exactly what they're doing right now.
Yep, snowballed it right and nicely here. It's going to be a clinical closeout for RNG as they assault the bottom side of the map. MLXG gets aggressive. They're just going to throw some spells in. Jana doesn't have ulti. They can't reset for about 15 seconds. And this tower's looking dead.
He legitimately doesn't care. The ultimate is off cooldown, so he just uses it.
He misses AP Gragas, I think.
He really does.
Kill You does get tag killed by Xiaohu as the house goes in from Let Me. Or building. And Nah going to stun up Illusion with the wallop. Good Nah back there as well. Stun him up with the Brawl passive. And Xiaohu's dove into the back lines. He's got the shield from his ears. Pop the zombies. He will die as Fizz forced to Wooch. Let Me going to clean up on the backside. And Fly, the only one left alive. He got the kill onto the Azir, but it cost him his life. 5 for 2 with the ace there for RNG, and they'll finish game number 1.
What a convincing first game as well for RNG. It's exactly what they would have been looking for in this promotion series for game 1 of the best of 5. You could not ask for a better beginning here. MLXG so confident. He was actually just throwing out his explosive cast because he can.
Yep, and he did. Just threw him out willy-nilly.
Yeah.
Got a kill with one of them. Had some fun, sent some messages. And Royal never give up, continuing the form that they sort of built for themselves the end of the summer split of the LPL. Xiaohu with a big smile on his face there, going back to his favorite man Azir, and having another dominating game.
Having a field day. Irrespective of the criticism you give on the item build, he still makes it work. And it's a very, very strong champion and a strong player on that champion. Xiaohu has really stepped up recently, and as you said, you know, the form continuing from the end of the summer split into this promotion relegation tournament. Young Glory, a team that just seemingly were not prepared with what RNG had to offer. And it's the laning phase. It's the big question mark you have to raise right now is how can Young Glory actually adapt to keeping them down? The pressure style is where really RNG make those mistakes. But if you prolong the laning phase, that's where they shine. Yeah,
Illusion saw him there on your screen just at the end. Couldn't really get early pressure done as the Rek'Sai, and Save had a horrible time in lane. You saw his face there at the end of that game, looking almost just knocked out, to be honest. Let Me had such a good lane there, 1v1. And Save, that carry top laner on the carry Fizz.
Yeah.
Couldn't get anything going, and like you said, Rusty, when Fizz gets behind, it's just bad times.
Yeah, and you build AD Fizz as well up against the tank, and whenever the tank is ahead, he stays ahead. So ridiculously well done here from this RNG side.
Yeah, and a great first game there coming out, but we'll see if they can continue. RNG, can they make it 2-0 up to force it for that last game, or are we going to have a 1-1 to start our best of 5? Don't go too far, we'll find out soon.